Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unwrap the story of a Christmas character. Let's just say you definitely wouldn't want this guy coming down your chimney. So, to get a handle on this kind of forgotten holiday figure, let's start with a simple question. Yeah, forget the whole merry man in red thing. I want you to imagine a visitor who brought both treats and terror. And no, this isn't some character from a horror movie. This is a genuine piece of Christmas folklore. I mean, look at this. This character is the complete opposite of the Santa Claus we all know and love. While Santa's all about kindness and joy, Belsnickel, well, he's this crotchety, unpredictable guy in furs who handles the entire holiday judgment process all by himself. And this guy was known for being loud, angry, even prone to outbursts. He wasn't there to just, drop off presents and leave. Nope. He was there to find out who was naughty or nice. And believe me, he took his job very, very seriously. So who is this mysterious, kind of unhinged Christmas character? All right, let's really get into it. His name, Belsnickel, actually gives us the two biggest clues about who he is. You've got nickel, which is a form of Nicholas, so that connects him to the whole St. Nicholas gift-giving story. But then you have bells, which means fur. And that points to something way wilder, more primal, something from outside the cozy, safe village. And this isn't just some old German tale. He's a tradition that literally crossed the Atlantic and took root in America with German immigrants, especially in communities like the Pennsylvania Dutch. See, as many of these communities moved away from celebrating Catholic saints, Belsnickel sort of evolved to fill that void, and his visit got shifted closer and closer to Christmas Eve. And this right here is what makes Belsnickel so unique. You've probably heard of Krampus, right? The demonic punisher, or maybe Knecht Ruprecht, who's basically St. Nick's helper. Well, unlike them, Belsnickel doesn't need a nice boss to balance him out. He's the judge, jury, and the gift giver, all rolled into one pretty terrifying fur-clad package. So what was a visit from Belsnickel actually like? I mean, what happened when he showed up? Well, it was pure theater. A mix of fear and delight that was absolutely designed to leave a lasting impression on everyone, especially the kids. The whole visit followed this really specific, dramatic script. It all starts with this menacing rap on the window with his switch. Then, once he's inside, he demands to know if you've been impish or admirable. He might even make you recite a poem or a Bible verse. The climax, he throws treats all over the floor, and it's this chaotic scramble where even the good kids might get a light swat if they get a little too greedy. But here's the kicker. The person playing Belsnickel often had secret knowledge of what the kids had done wrong that year, because the parents told them beforehand. So just imagine you're a kid, and this scary creature from the woods walks into your house and knows exactly what you did wrong back in July. That would be terrifying, right? And you gotta admit, probably incredibly effective for keeping you in line. And this first-hand account from the 1830s just captures that chaotic energy perfectly. You have one hand scattering treats on the floor and the other hand whacking the kids' backs with a switch. And they didn't even wince. They were so delighted by the treats and caught up in the thrill of it all that the switch was just part of the exciting game. But, here in America, something interesting happened. The tradition of this one single terrifying judge, it started to evolve into something really different, something much more communal. Yeah, the tradition totally transformed. That solitary, scary figure from the German wilderness, he became the inspiration for this rowdy group activity that could basically take over entire towns. So this new tradition got called Belsnickeling, and it was way less about judging kids and way more about a big community masquerade. Honestly, you can think of it like a winter version of trick-or-treating. You'd have groups of young people in masks and costumes going from house to house, causing a little mischief and getting treats like cake or cider in return. And get this tradition became so popular that by the late 1800s, in some parts of Pennsylvania, masks for Belsnickeling actually outsold Halloween masks. I mean, that's wild. It was a massive part of the holiday season. So what happened? Where did this intimidating guy and his rowdy followers go? Well, he kind of faded for a while, but he never truly went away. Yeah, Belsnickel's popularity really took a nosedive with the rise of our modern, commercialized Santa Claus. Let's face it, a stern disciplinarian just couldn't compete with the jolly, cheerful gift giver. But like I said, he never totally disappeared. And believe it or not, he's seen this surprising comeback in recent years. And his modern legacy is just fascinating. We're talking TV shows, movies, even craft beer. He's been totally embraced by pop culture as this quirky, authentic, and, yeah, slightly dangerous alternative to all the usual holiday cheer. Of course, a lot of us know him from his famous appearance on The Office, which introduced him to a whole new generation.
And it's not just on our screens either. It seems like there's a real desire out there to connect with this more complex, more historical version of the Christmas story. At heritage sites today, you can actually go and experience the thrill of a Belsnickel visit for yourself, which is just an awesome way to keep this unique piece of folklore alive.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Belsnickel wasn't just scary for the sake of being scary. He was a moral enforcer. He was a reminder that the season was about accountability just as much as it was about presence. And maybe what made him so memorable was that he represented a kind of balance that we might be missing today.